it's pretty cool because, you know, the kids set out, and it's something that you is an individual achievement, but it only feels great to do as a group. And I think the kids learned how to work as a group, how to work as a team, and we, you know, talked about it all trip about teamwork and being together. And I think although they all feel, you know, really, they'll go home and feel really good about themselves today. They only feel that way because they did it as a group, and that was just like a moment of a lifetime, just hitting the ocean, all of us together, hugging together, and something that was so cool. I didn't answer your question at all, but that was the only thing that came into my mind.
It's totally cool, totally cool.
I think also, like, one of the coolest parts about the moment when we ran and jumped into the ocean together for us as leaders is the fact that one of our top priorities is getting everyone here safely, and pretty much holding our breaths until that moment when we all arrived here safely, all in one piece, everyone on their bikes, not in a car, and yeah, just everyone happy and together, and that means a ton to us. And then you know, we could each just kind of breathe a sigh of relief and realize that we did it, that the two of us got 12 kids across the country. That's something that I think hasn't really hit me yet. And I think it's something that didn't even really hit me when we were in El Dorado. Some of the folks there were telling us that they were just so incredibly impressed with the fact that the two of us had, you know, the guts to take 12 kids across the country and do something as challenging as biking across the country, but not just, you know, not just the biking itself, but the fact that we're responsible for all those kids. So for me, it's almost like this, like, parent instinct where, like, I care so much about those kids, and I'm so glad that everyone's here and made it safely to the Pacific. So we definitely had some ups and downs along the way, and some people had to ride in cars and a couple little accidents and stuff like that, but we all made it. Lots of, you know, minor bike issues and stuff like that. It's kind of cool for us as leaders to have learned a lot of stuff along the road. I mean, really the only way to learn about bike mechanics is just by doing it, and I think both of us definitely learned a ton along the road.
So when times got tough, how were you able to get the kids to keep going, or how to keep yourselves to keep going?
I don't know. For me, as far as like starting on the East Coast and thinking ahead to San Diego, I mean, the whole time we think about San Diego and making it here. But with something as huge as biking across the country, you really have to kind of take it day by day. And that's something I said almost every day, was that I was taking this trip day by day. People would ask me where we're going to be in a week from now, and I would have no idea, because I really can only mentally take it day by day and take it state by state and take it, you know, milestone by milestone, and that's the only way that you can kind of mentally get through something as long as this. So.
Kudos to the kids, because there would be days when I would roll in just like flat out exhausted and just like wondering how low they must be, and they would roll in, you know, behind me and just be elated and singing like Christmas carols or something. We'd be in the middle of the Mojave and they'd be singing Jingle Bells, and like kudos to them, because when things got tough, they gelled together and they made us happier by just like being in a great mood all the time. And I don't know, they always had each other. Like when it really got tough, they stayed happy by playing some stupid game and talking on the bikes, and they knew that when we had a huge hill or headwinds or heat or, you know, crappy roads, that the only way to entertain themselves and to stay tough was to hang out with one another and talk and work it through. And they did that, and they succeeded with flying colors and getting along. They were just awesome with it.
Nice.
Yeah,
what about?
We pretty much had an all-star group of kids. I mean, we seriously couldn't have asked for a better group, and that makes a huge difference.
Low point, high point?
High point now. Low point before now. I don't know. Low point, we had monsoon winds going through Springerville, Arizona, which is supposedly a Jeopardy trivia question, windiest city in the US. and we were going 6 miles an hour uphill, and it was so demoralizing. I was really low that day. There were other days where we faced similar challenges in hills and just kind of dragged into camp, and it was really low. But for the most part, it's just a great trip.
One of my favorite days of biking was yesterday, actually. We climbed up and over the Sierra Nevadas, spent many miles climbing, and I don't know, it was a monster hill, the biggest climb of the trip, but it was so rewarding and it was so cool at every viewpoint to look back on the valley that we just come from, and at every point realizing that we were so much closer to San Diego with every mile. And it was finally, yesterday I had this moment when I finally realized how tangible San Diego was and how close it was just over the mountains. I mean, this whole entire trip we've been talking about San Diego, and it's kind of like this distant, intangible place, this goal, and I don't know, it's weird to be here. I don't think it's hit me yet. I really don't think it's hit me that we biked across the whole continent, but someday it will.
All right, great. Any thank yous? Thanking?
Thanks to Chad and Kevin. They really got us through some parts of the country that, especially Chad, on our 110-mile day. I mean, we would have never been able to do that part of the route without him. Even on days when they supported us with the vehicle when we didn't necessarily need them, it was great to have them, you know, every few miles filling up on water and just bringing up people's spirits with bananas and snacks and stuff like that, music along the way. So huge kudos to them. There's a ton of support in the Apogee family, and for every trip that we've led and that I've led, it's always been, you know, support from the home front, but it was really, really cool to have them as a part of this trip. So huge kudos to them and thank you to them. So.
Thank you to anyone who helped us along the way, random strangers. For anybody who's from the Northeast and is totally intimidated by a southern route across America, the people, we realized how friendly everybody was in Georgia when, like, the third day in. We were in between locations, completely in the middle of nowhere, running out of water, and knocked on the door of a random church, and like these people just took us in and gave all the kids water. We were so thrilled that we had stopped there and they were able to help us. They felt like it was their mission, and from then on, like, no looking back. Everyone that we came across on the way was just so elated to be able to help us out, and so friendly. To all the families who helped us, the Walls in Arkansas, to all of the bike shops who spent all day working on our bikes and making sure that we would leave in a condition that would get us to the next bike shop. Like, those random acts of kindness on the road,
Yeah.
from people who, if we broke down, would help us, to just the people who would offer to help when we broke down. So we were helped all along the way by just random strangers, and that was pretty neat to be able to be a part of that. So kids loved to sort of see that side of people. So it was a really healthy way for them to be exposed to different regions and different people along the route.
It was a cool reminder of the amazing feat that we were doing too, because pretty much everyone that we met along the way was incredibly impressed, shocked at what we were doing, almost in disbelief. Some people just thought we were crazy for biking through the heat in the south. So it was really cool to work our way across the country, and when we were in the South Carolina, people thought we were crazy for going to San Diego. Probably didn't think we would ever make it there. Once we came closer and closer to San Diego, people would ask us where we're going. We're like, oh, San Diego. They tell us we're really close. And then when they ask us where we came from, we tell them South Carolina. Everyone was just so incredibly impressed, and it just made you feel really good about yourself and what you were doing. So anyways, it's definitely been the trip of a lifetime. So.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.